Good evening, everyone. You're welcome to our live program. Ani Kasari Ganusi Oroki won the ultimate. Don't You're so much welcome. We'll go straight to the point. There's a short video that we've done that you will see, but this is just to, buttress all the points that's been going on. And ṣé ẹ ti gbọ́ wípé K1 the ultimate ní Abuja flight tán fẹ́ mú wá sí Lagos State, it was said to have breached some security protocol. Pé bàbá gbé flask dání, wọ́n dẹ̀ ní bàbá, these flags that you are carrying, you cannot enter with the liquid in it. Wọ́n bàbá bá fárígá, and he poured the alcohol tó wà ńbẹ̀, bàbá bá dà sí àwọn staff lára. Ìyẹn ò tún tán síbẹ̀ o, kò pẹ́ kò jìnnà ni ó tún wọ plane ni captain obìnrin kan báyìí Olùrántí, ìyẹn bá tún lọ bá pé bàbá ẹ má gbé kíní wọlé, wọ́n bí kí wọ́n tún ṣe fárígá nìyẹn bó ṣe dáa nǹkan tó wà nínú bọ́tù yẹn flask yẹn bó ṣe dá sí captain lára nìyẹn. Ibi táwọn yẹn ti wá bínú nìyẹn lọ́ọ́ tilẹ̀ complain pé tọ́ ẹni tó ń ṣe báyìí ṣé gbogbo ẹ̀ wà okay, ṣé everything wà okay ńlé. Fídíò yẹn mo sọ pé máa rí ní fídíò kan tí a ti drop tí K1 dúró síwájú aircraft tí wọ́n fọwọ́ di aircraft mú ibi kí ló ń pè bí iwájú imú aircraft yẹn tí K1 wá mú dání bí ẹn pé you no going anywhere, bí pé kéèyàn takú sẹ́nu trailer àbí kó takú sẹ́nu dánfó. Láwọn yẹn bá wò pé this is not normal, this is not normal, whatever it is, tó máa ti ẹgbẹ́ kíní bọ́tù yín lẹ̀, you put it down, and it's for security reasons pé àwọn ò fẹ́ anybody máa gbé anything liquid wọnú craft láti checking point lọ́ máa ti gbà sílẹ̀, and if they are said so, you just obey them. You obey them. One of those sectors tá a lè fi ṣeré rárá tí safety jẹ́ paramount ní aviation sector. Any small thing báyìí awó lọ ni o, awó lọ ni. Any small thing, maybe kí ẹ́ńjìnì sọ́kì ní bird wọnú agbárí àbí kéèyàn kan gbé nǹkan kan wọlé, kéèyàn kan sí jágàmù sára, it is a serious security breach. But K1 ṣáà ṣe pápá ṣe kúùkù lọ́ba ṣe mo tẹ́ bá wo fídíò yẹn ẹ máa wonder pé bàbá 67 years old irú àgídì wo lẹ wá ń lò tó yìí tẹ wá ń da drink sáwọn èèyàn lára, tó ń bá yín wípé bàbá stop it, you cannot come inside with this ẹ gbọ́. And that's something that even if a younger person does that, ó yẹ kí bàbá bá ẹni yẹn wí ni pé no, you don't do that, that's insane. Láwọn èèyàn fi ní fún ní àbí èdì awakọ̀ lásọ o n táwọn èèyàn sọ ní aṣọ yẹn. Àwọn èèyàn dẹ̀ ti ń drop oríṣiríṣi comment. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n lọ sórí blog kan tẹ́ni yẹn ní my dearest captain, ó bá captain ní wí, but for that one misstep, small yet deeply consequential as dictated by the ethos of your job and safety, you would have been a heroine, calm under fire, grace under provocation. I understand how hard it was to hold your ground, especially when faced with an overfed ego parading like a pot-bellied Napoleon from Animal Farm. Èmi kọ́ ni mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Metro Media _online ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀, ẹ lè lọ wọrí blog yẹn, ẹ jẹ́ máa kà á lọ. Ẹ jẹ́ tún paragraph yẹn sọ. I understand how hard it felt, Captain, to hold your ground, especially when faced with an overfed ego parading with a pot-bellied Napoleon from Animal Farm, lacking sense, decorum, and even self-respect. Still, your training should have kicked in. No matter the badness, a man who could drag his own friend, a respected cleric, through the mud for simply advising him should have been avoided at all costs. For him, everything is content. Just wait, he will soon sing about this too, for likes and applause. But you are human, to err is our nature, to forgive divine. And while I'm no God, I forgive you, because I know your heart was bruised unfairly. You need encouragement, not condemnation. That is why we pray that timeless Yoruba prayer. Àkóbá, àdábá, Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ a rí o. May we never suffer for what we didn't actually provoke. I pray that when your suspension ends, you rise stronger, steadier, wiser, and even more excellent at your duty. You fail, yes, but you're not broken. Abiola O. Aloba, Leniti O. Kokini. Professor Keyamo no has spoken. That's the aviation minister. And honestly, I think he was very fair in how he wrote. I think he was very fair in what Festus wrote, because Festus addressed both sides adequately. Festus Keyamo addressed both sides adequately. And I think that is commendable as the Minister of Aviation. Let me read what Festus Keyamo said. Festus Keyamo posted and said, the incident involving Value Jet and Kwam 1. I have received reports from all the relevant aviation agencies regarding the altercation between the staff and crew of Value Jet and Kwam 1 at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, on Tuesday, August 7th, 2025. I have also received video footages of the incident. Aviation Minister, don't sorrow you. That is Festus Keyamo. He continues. From all the details so far received, my preliminary impression is that it was obviously a case of temporary loss of sanity and control on both sides, which could have led to serious fatalities. Contrary to what the agent of Kwam 1 has said, he constantly moved his position on the tarmac to actually block the aircraft from taxiing to take position on the runway for takeoff. Pé ṣé ni Wàsíù ń lọ from one point to another lórí tarmac yẹn pé plane yóò ní gbéra sẹ́. According to Festus Keyamo ń tọ́kọ lórí press statement wọn là ń kà yẹn. This is totally unacceptable behavior. The issue of whether he was carrying water or alcohol is not even an issue at this point. It is the physical blockage of the aircraft from taxiing that is the reprehensible conduct here, which akin to a hostage situation. Wípé Baba Kwam 1 fẹ́ hold aircraft ní hostage. The actual video footage showing this recalcitrant behavior is hereby attached. Festus Keyamo sọ wípé òun tún attach video tí K1 ti ń lọ káàkiri tarmac yẹn pé kí aircraft yẹn má gbéra. On the other hand, no amount of provocation should make the captain and pilot of an aircraft begin to taxi without ensuring that the security personnel have safely moved an unruly passenger away. Ló bá tán. Festus Keyamo ló tún pé Baba K1 ní unruly passenger away that is standing in front of an aircraft. Both sides breached standard safety protocol as required by the International Civil Aviation Organization agency. I have noted that the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, has temporarily suspended the license of the captain and the pilots pending full investigation. I commend them for their proactive action. However, I have also questioned their sense of justice. Wípé nígbà tí NACA tẹ suspend the pilot àti captain, kí ni dé tí F1 ṣe injustice for the other party involved? Pé Festus, the Minister of Aviation, is now questioning NACA that no, okay, agbapẹ́ suspend the captain àti pilot is fine, but you are acting against one party and not the other party. What applies to the goose must also apply to the gander. That is one of the tenets of justice I have preached all my life. And tó bá mọ Festus Keyamo àmọ́ pé nígbà tó wà nínú ògo tó ń jẹ́ Gini, he was always for justice. He's one of the respected lawyers or barristers that we have in Nigeria. I will not sit idly by and allow this to pass. Ṣẹ́tìgbọ́. Festus sọ wípé Baba Kwam 1, ẹ̀yin náà ẹ̀ẹ̀kan lè lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn tó suspend the captain àti pilots. Justice náà gbọ́dọ̀ wá served so that ẹ̀yin náà àbí consequences in tẹ́ mo continue. In the circumstance, I have also directed the NACA to place Kwam 1 on a no-flight list Pending further and full investigation, just like the captain and pilot, all airlines, both domestic and international, should immediately be informed of this directive, and anyone who flaunts this directive risk withdrawal of their operating license. Full stop. Ṣóyìnbó wa tí minister sọ ṣóyé wa wípé yes, NACA ti suspend the pilot àti captain pé nǹkan tẹ́ ṣe yẹn ó wà risky. A mọ̀ pé ṣe ni bàbá ń sáré bí ehoro lórí tarmac pé kí airplane má lè lift ara wọn. But ibì kan wà ẹ̀rí ibi tí Wàsíù ti fẹ́ Ọlọ́run ló nígbà tí plane yẹn gbéra pé kí ni wíǹgì plane yẹn kò chop orí bàbá dànù. That was, in fact, watching it gan. Àyà mi já ni pé yé ká ní Wàsíù ń ṣe tó lè gbé bọ́dì wọn tó sáré tó dọ́ọ̀kì ẹ̀ tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ orí báyìí orí lọ nìyẹn o. Gbogbo orí Fújì bàbá ò bá lọ nìyẹn o. Ànírà burú o, irú ò ní ṣẹlẹ̀ o. You know, it's honestly, it's disappointing. It's very disappointing. Ẹ kí n kà wọ́n comments. In your corner, K1 is very lucky. Let him repeat this irresponsible and disgraceful behavior outside Nigeria and see if he would not be placed on trial for terrorism. Me fẹ́ pé word yẹn ní orí platform mi. Do you know his irresponsible behavior endangered ilé ayé àwọn passengers and crew on board the plane? Mo ń pick àwọn words mi so ìtí n bá lè sọ ní èdè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì màá sọ lédè Yorùbá. He's only a man that requires psychiatric attention that attempts to stop a steaming or moving plane with his body. As for the pilot, if she has been given the clear to fly by the air control, she might not even be aware that someone that needs psychiatric attention was blocking the runaway with his body. More so, the continued delay by the value jet plane to taxi and go airborne within a specified period after the all clear by air control would have constituted a danger to other incoming planes waiting to use that runway. An airport tarmac or runway is a very restricted zone with prescribed international security and safety standards and should not be mistaken as an extension of a motor park at Ojota or Oshodi. Yepa. Commenter iti fọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀ lójú. And I see reason with what this person says. Every minute and second that a plane lands on the tarmac or is about to take off is crucial. According to reports, money plane here, Baba ò jẹ́ kó move for like 15 minutes. 15 minutes here, ẹ mọye bóyá another plane àbí méjì fẹ́ land. Tó yẹ pé wọ́n máa sọ fún wọn pé tarmac kò tíì clear o, ẹ máa over lórí sky. Wọ́n kàn máa move, wọ́n máa bí pé kí plane wá rotate níbì kan because they can't land. Because everything is timed. If we play, like this commenter said, we can't play with aviation rules. It's too deadly. Ọlọ́mọ ìkíyàn olórí burúkú wọ plane papọ̀. Any little thing báyìí ẹran lọ ni o. Ẹ̀dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé nǹkan tó bá máa ṣe plane kò ń ṣe nǹkan kékeré. Ẹ yẹ ká take another comment. Somebody said that bottle he was holding not even reach 500 ml self. What is in the water or gogoro that he couldn't just dispose and go his way? Commenter ìbéèrè pé ṣó gogoro ni bàbá rọ sínú ẹ̀ ni àbomi ni lóòótọ́ tí wọ́n lè dànù. Ẹlòmíì tún ní Festus, you won't come be like say this job fits you because I have been hearing all you have been doing and people at all the airport agencies have nothing but good things to say about you, unlike the past minister. I be not like you before, but I greet you well for all you are going in this new position. There are still a few things you are not trying, but overall you did try. I think Festus is trying. I think he's doing well with the aviation. It's a very tough terrain. And consider the fact that Festus he wasn't a pilot, he wasn't in aviation. All his life he's been a lawyer, justice and all of that. But as an intelligent human being, tó bá gbìyànjú sí parastatal kan, tó bá fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ wàá ṣiṣẹ́. Àìmọ̀ professional mi tó máa gbé sí bóyá former captain ni, tó máa gbé sí aviation ministry as minister, tí ó bá fẹ́ perform kò ní perform, mo kàn ní yáàdì yẹn ni. Somebody said, now first cause no be Tinubu, but if you no do the work well, now Tinubu na go tag Nigeria my country. Another said, you can only place Kwamon on a fly ban in your airspace. He can drive to Benin to board a plane. But kudos to the minister. So, another person said, even if APC is not doing well, and I don't support them either, but this is good sense of judgment. Yes, I agree with the sense of judgment. See, it was balanced. Pé can lè sack can lè suspend the captain and the pilot now. Kí ló dé tí bàbá lọ scot free? Ẹgbẹ́ òun náà sórí no fly list now, because that means you are encouraging bad behaviour. Tí bàbá bá go scot free bẹ́yẹn, that means you are telling people indirectly that it's okay for him to use his hand to stop aircraft to fair move. Ẹlòmíì tún ní, God bless you Keyamo, I don't know say you get sense like this. Somebody else said, even if AP is not doing well, okay, no, Ẹlòmíì, but why person go one block plane that won't take off regardless of whatever transpired between the customer and pilot? Imagine a nobody tried this in this country. Now straight to Ikoyi prison. Yes. Another person said, this is commendable leadership and a clear example of how a justice system should function. Justice must be served impartially to both parties involved in the unruly incident on the tarmac, as both clearly violated aviation protocols and should face the full weight of the law. On the part of the pilot, his actions displayed a concerning lack of professionalism and disregard for safety standards. As for the passenger, his behavior amounted to a clear breach of security, which can rightly be seen as a serious threat. As you rightly pointed out, his actions resembled a hostage situation, which is a grave offense in the aviation industry. It is surprising that he was not arrested immediately. In any well-functioning society, such an individual will be apprehended on the spot, then granted bail pending court proceedings if the act is deemed a minor security breach. Pé ó yẹ kí ọlọ́pàá ṣe kíni, kí wọ́n gbé, kí kọ̀mẹ́ntà ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ o, àwàkọ́lá sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ó yẹ kí ọlọ́pàá ṣe kíni, kó gidi bàbá ń bẹ̀ yẹn, kó gbé wọn lọ sí police station. Keyamo, I applaud your response to this matter. It reflects a strong message that no one is above the law. Justice must be fair, balanced, and blind to status opposition. Shikena, you cannot suspend, I'm saying it and I will keep saying it for the 100th time, you cannot suspend the captain and the pilots and let Baba walk away. No. Kò gbọ́dọ̀ rí bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Another person said, get police to remove him. That is an attempted murder. Why take laws into your hands? K1. A foreign pilot will not act recklessly. Get police to arrest him and put the flight delay cost on him. Don't forget that he's a customer, just an angry customer. Lobaton. Somebody else said, very good, as it should be. He breached safety protocols and precautions. The pilot was threatened, so he was left with no option than to take off. I said so that in aviation law, it should be on a no-flight list. That is the accountability we need. Yes, for those joining us, you're very much welcome. We are talking and taking comments. We read what Festus Keyamo, the Minister of Aviation, posted online about this, saying that he has listened to both parties, but his first impression is that àwọn méjèèjì nǹkan tó jọ ṣe yẹn ó wà fatal. That's the captain and the pilot and K1 on the other side. Yeah, pé NCAA, the organization about aviation, want to suspend the captain as a pilot, I think for 6 months for now, but they are suspended anyway. Then, but why is it that K1 is just left like that? Why is the justice they are dispensing one side? But no, K1 too must be placed on a no-fly list for 6 months. So I just said, let me do a recap. So let me keep taking comments on what Festus Keyamo has said. The first action more than a decade that APC got right is this one, okay? Another said, that man thinks, say, airplane is one of his wives, Abi. Àwọn àgbàyà ló bá tán. Àwọn akọ́lá sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ o, kọ̀mẹ́ntà ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Somebody else says, hostage situation, that passenger should be on trial. Pé ó yẹ kí bàbá wà on trial ni pé you can't hold a whole aircraft hostage. If they say you're not going, ẹ padà sílé yín, àbí kẹ́ lọ ra ticket mi. Another said, I love this. Place him on a no-fly list and penalize any aircraft that ignores this. Somebody else said, K1 is now the #1 plane stopper in the history of Nigeria. Another said, oh, Festus Keyamo, I'm so impressed with this. Another said, normally him supposed go jail, but because in a Yoruba Ronu, they no go do anything. Shake my head. Show Tony Abiro. Somebody else said, now someone is talking. We need to get it right in our country. Another said, then the air control room has a question to answer. They are both at fault. Another said, K1 should be arrested immediately. Placing on no flight is not enough. What kind of way is that? Talk of demarketing Nigeria. What level of insanity was he exhibiting there? As per, say he be untouchable, right? Somebody else said, this is the first time I've heard an APC chieftain speak like a human being. Another person said, Kwamwon's reported blacklisting by NCAA is both unfortunate and deeply disappointing. As a public figure, his actions should reflect responsibility and respect for institutional regulations, which is very true. No one is above the law, and such disregard undermines the very standards that ensure order and safety in our society. Another said, make you go enter bus, make kidnappers arrange jam small. He go sing for them with laughing emoji. Somebody else said, good way to go about it. They should govern everyone, but he should have been arrested first if you want to follow the due process, which is true. Tó bá jẹ́ wípé a normal citizen, an average Nigerian citizen, ló ṣe nǹkan tí wọ́n ń ṣe yẹn, wàhálà wọn ti lù bẹ́. Wàhálà wọn ti ṣe léṣe lórí támákì, wọ́n máa fi blow, wọ́n á fi arrange ojú ẹ̀ ni. Àwọn ọlọ́pàá wọ́n máa gidi ìgbà tó yàn bá gidi báàgì epo gàrí sínú mọ́tò ọlọ́pàá ni pé show wa okay tó fẹ́ tó hold odidi plane or stage tó wá ń parabulate lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ aircraft pé kó má move. Maybe Baba is under the influence of kind because it doesn't look normal. It doesn't look normal. Baba ẹ má gbé bọ́tà bọ́tù yín wọlé, nǹkan tó wà nínú ẹ má gbé wọlé, wá dẹ̀ dànù. It's everywhere. Àwọn person ṣó bá wà nílé ẹ̀, nǹkan tó bá wọ̀ ẹ́ ni kò ṣe, tó bá wọ̀ ẹ́ kó máa rin orí roof nílé ẹ̀, wàhálà ti ẹ nìyẹn. But as long as you step into public places and for public safety for every human being, there are rules. So tó bá wọ airport, there are rules to the airport. Tó bá fẹ́ wọlé gan, tó bá ní kó má wọlé, wàá explain ara ẹni kó tó wọlé, kò ń ṣe lé bàbá ẹ̀. Ó fẹ́ wọ plane, ó gbé drink dání, Madam Lágbájá ẹ mu drink yín tọ́kẹ̀ sọ gò sílẹ̀. You have to obey. It's not just because of you. It's for every other human being tó wà nínú plane yẹn. So we can now say because K1 is close to the president, he should not see. Come on. I'm even sure that. Please watch the next video you're going to see on our page, where the video of K1 that don't ṣe oríṣiríṣi lórí tarmac, and he was dialing a number, trying to call. I'm like, okay, who could K1 be trying to call or who have spoken to? The highest person in this land that he can ever call that he feels that would give him, in quotes, justice is Baba Jagaban. And if he explained to Jagaban to say, Olodo ide, bye, I'm sure that man too will be embarrassed. But me tí mo jẹ́ president of the country gan, I need to obey rules. I'm going into an aircraft, and for my own safety and the safety of every other esteemed human being there, I have to obey the rules. If K1 doesn't want to obey anything, tó bá kí private jet ní tó bá wùn kó gbé wọlé, nǹkan tó bá wùn kó gbé wọlé, òun concern ẹ̀ nìyẹn àtàwọn tó bá jọ wọ̀. But a commercial flight has to adhere to public safety. Ẹ jẹ́ ká mú àwọn comments tó kù. Somebody said, Festus Keyamo, with this your statement, I see justice. This is what we want to see in our society. To every action you take or make, you should or must face the consequences. Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ká bá olórí burúkú pàdé lọ́rọ̀ pilot yìí. Because she didn't ask him to bring liquid on board or splash the staff. We all know and understand the flight rules. Somebody else said, K1 should be prosecuted, I beg. Enough of this bad behavior. Somebody else said, Festus Keyamo, this is highly commendable. Well done. Another said, this is a very balanced view of the issue at hand. Yes, Festus Keyamo. I think with this stance that you've taken, fearlessly, because I know people will start calling you. First us, why would you throw K1 under the bus? Why must you say K1 too should be placed on no-fly ban list? Ọjọ́ òní Nigeria fẹ́ dá. Ọjọ́ òní Nigeria fẹ́ dá. If you're familiar with our platform here, you will know that K1 is somebody we respect so much. Kí n drag bàbá, a máa ń tẹ̀ bọ́ wọn lára ń gbà mí o. Bọ́ kí n drag wọn. Nǹkan tó bá wọn bàbá ní kó ṣe pẹ̀lú àwọn obìnrin tó bá wọn láì fún wàhálà tí wọ́n ní ọjọ́ ríra wọn ni tó bá wọn kọ́ máa change obìnrin every 365 obìnrin in 1 year a máa fi wọ́n catch cruise lọ́n ti wá ni. But this one, the lives of every human being tó wà nínú plane yẹn is as important as the K1 himself. So you cannot pé kó wá fún wọn sí arm's way kó dúró síwájú plane máa move plane mi tó tún fẹ́ land ńkọ́. And if you're familiar with Abuja Lagos route, you will know it's one of the busiest routes in Nigeria. Abuja Lagos Abuja is very, very, very busy, especially not even just weekends. Not even just weekends. So that 15 minutes allegedly tí plane yẹn fi dúró tí wọ́n bá dúró síwájú plane would cause delay for other airlines. So what exactly are we doing? Go and be a baba tí ò ń gbọ́ kí gbà in your house, not in a public space. We love K1 so much. I'm always talking about how hardworking he is, how focused he is, how innovative he is. Yes, he has flaws changing women, but that's their business. Now cruise level, we go take them the catch. Because any woman wey enter K1's dive no say you enter polygamy pro max. And the mafia cruise, clean cruise, that then shame be. But for you to now go and now be calling, staying in front of a plane, and now be calling, come on. Education is very important. Ẹni tí ó kàwé gan ò gbọ́dọ̀ dúró kó ṣe irú ẹ̀. Lẹ́yìn verse 67. Even the president that you are close to, that maybe allegedly you're trying to call at that time, will be like, what's going on with you? Tọ́wọ́n bá gbé ẹ dá kíní ọwọ́ ẹnu kó wọnú plane ṣebí tó bá dàbújá pé àwọn boys ẹ kò bá jẹ drink 10 million ló bọ́ sínú drink yẹn wá ló pick ẹ ní bàbá kó máa gbé wá bá ẹ ní Hilton. Àbí wúrúwà pálapàla wo nìyẹn? Ẹ jẹ́ ká take more comments. A very welcome development. Thank you, Minister Keyamo. Balanced judgment. In your company, some people are very lawless. Like, how do you block a whole aircraft with passengers from taxiing out? You think, say, Namolue? This is the height of shameless a grown man can display. Good thing he got blacklisted for 6 months. I hope this serves as deterrent for others that may want to try this. Oh, yes. Another person said, Gen Z pilot to gbọ́ nǹkan kan. Somebody else said, what a mess. Thank you, Senator Keyamo. Somebody else said, at last a sensible statement from Keyamo in over 10 years. Another person said, somebody should pinch me. Excuse me, is this Nigeria? Versus Keyamo, well done. Another person said, hashtag 1000 ways to buy. Somebody else said, irú kí lèyí ọmọ anífowó ṣe bójágùtàn bọ̀lọ̀jọ̀ ọmọ anífowó ṣe ọmọ anífowó irú kí lèyí gangan lélẹ́yìí ẹ̀fún àbẹ́ẹ̀dì. Bàbá wíǹgì aircraft yẹn tó bá pẹ́ ẹ̀dọ́ kẹ́ni wàhálà ọ̀run yín lọ. Gbogbo talent tọ́lọ́run sọ̀kalẹ̀ sí brain yín kó wá jẹ́ pé apá aircraft ló máa re bọ́. Ọlọ́run ṣé o tó jẹ́ kó re bọ́ gbogbo fújì tó kù kó wá ṣọ́ǹkì ẹ̀ ọ́f kúrò lọ́rùn yín bẹ́yẹn. Ẹ jẹ́ ká tún mú kọ́mẹ́ǹtì sí i. Èèyàn kan ní kí àwọn àfáà bá wa ganu sí ọ̀rọ̀ tí ó wà nílẹ̀ yìí. Wàhálà. Ẹnìkan tún make I no lie, apart from movies, I never see or hear person block plane for my life. Like, why? Another said, so okay, I'm gonna get sense like this. I don't know. Somebody else said, well done, Minister. We must start having sense in this country. Why would an adult block an aircraft from moving? Somebody else said, I pity Nigerians. So you all can't read between the lines. He's afraid to arrest K1. Do you all think an average Nigerian would do this and be allowed to walk away? Such a person will be in jail by now pending investigation. Until Nigerians Learn to call out abuse of power or subversion of justice. Nigeria will remain the way it is. Somebody else said, it is not enough to put him on a no-fly list. He could have been arrested for doing that. An irresponsible older man. Reckless behavior at that age. Yay! Baba, àwa kọ́ la sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Ẹ bá lọ sórí Linda Ìkejì blog. Post it tí Festus Keyamo. Post Festus tó ń share síbẹ̀ ní àti ká. They will comment sí. But my last take on this is this. I think we should keep our big manism within our areas of influence. You cannot carry your influence and breach protocol at an airport or in an aircraft and expect it to be applauded. Baba, Ọlọ́run àtúbọ̀ fún yín, àmọ̀ pé ó yá múra. Ẹ̀dẹ̀ ń fly káàkiri. Tẹ́ bá ra helicopter, àbí private jet, láti máa fi move around. Ẹ tó bẹ́ẹ̀ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Owó yín máa kàn lọ sókè ni. Ẹni tí ó bá dẹ̀ jẹun kánú, tó bá fẹ́ ṣe party, kò lè sọ pé òun fẹ́ pe Wàsíù. A lọ wọ́n ẹlẹ́gbẹ́ gẹ́jẹ́gbẹ́ ẹ̀ ni. Kí ló ti ń ṣe DJ oríṣiríṣi? Kí ló ti ń ṣe gbogbo eléré? But ẹni tó bá sọ pé Wàsíù lòun fẹ́ gbà, bàbá ẹ bá ti ra private jet yín báyìí, kò tó dà pé level tí Ọlọ́run fẹ́ gbé yín dé nìyẹn. Tẹ́ bá ti rà, ẹ ṣe kí ni? Ẹ tètè máa wọ private jet yín lọ bí síbẹ̀ fà lọ. Wọ́n mọ̀ pé kò ń ṣòwò kékeré o, parking private jet lásán gan everyday tó mí lórí tarmac owó ni o. Ṣùgbọ́n rádà kẹ́ bá fẹ́ breach security protocol airports, tẹ́ máa hold plane hostage. Apẹ́tà kẹ́ respect ara yín. I love yín gan ni o. In fact lórí platform yìí I love yín dákú. But ṣe rí bad behaviour, àwọn kì í tolerate ẹ̀ ń bí. Nǹkan tẹ́ dẹ̀ ṣe yìí ó ń tìyàn lójú. Àwọn tó bá like yín tó jọ̀rọ̀ yín gidi tó ń bá yín sọ̀tọ̀ wá sọ fún yín pé you don't what's this? What's this? What are you doing? Are you an agbèrò at a park? Behaviour agbèrò nìyẹn. Ẹ máa dó síwájú mọ́tò, ẹ máa fọwọ́ di mọ́tò mú. O ò gbọ́dọ̀ lọ, ò lè move, ẹ wá ń tẹ fóònù pẹ̀lú aircraft. Wàláì, Ọlọ́run kọ́ bá yín ṣe pé ẹjọ́ ọkùnrin tó smart tí ò dẹ̀ wúwo ńlẹ̀ ni. Tẹ̀ sáré dọ́ọ̀kì tẹ yẹ ọrùn yín báyìí sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́. Kí nìyẹn bá mú ọrùn yín lọ ni? And pilots yẹn náà, let's even talk about that. I know the pilots, wọ́n sọ pé ń ṣe ní bàbá dá kóòlù sí pilots lára. Bó ṣe dá sáwọn other crew náà lára. Yeah? But still, moving at that place, tí báyìí kìíní yẹn ṣe kí wọ́n lè ṣe, you know that woman àti pilot àti captain, wọ́n máa mú wọn fún ẹ̀sùn apànìyàn ni o, straight on. So gbàmí sùúrù tá a lè ní for few minutes, tí wọ́n bá vex wa, tá a bá lọ take action, tó bá lọ pẹ́ nìyẹn, ọlọ́mọ ẹ̀kọ́ olùrántí kó wá di apàyàn. Ẹni tó bá máa kó wàhálà báyàn, ọlọ́mọ àjò wọ plane pẹ̀lú wa, kó má wọkọ̀ pẹ̀lú wa o. Wọ́n ti suspend ẹni ẹlẹ́ni náà sí wọ́n dẹ̀ ló ti ń fly for over 10 years. Look at the kind of dent on her, whatever. I'm not going to drag her. I'm not going to drag her because ṣẹ́ra àwọn big men ní mí ìgbà mi. Àṣeyẹ́ra àwọn big men Nàìjíríà wáyé. Tàdé wọn kan lágídí. Tó bá kí wèrè bọ́lẹ̀ báyìí. Who knows the ọ̀rọ̀ tí bàbá máa ti sọ sọ́mọ yẹn? Sí ń bẹ̀ o. Sí ń bẹ̀. But àmọ̀ pé report mo máa jáde, àwọn èèyàn ṣàlùwà ní plane pẹ̀lú wọn. Plane yẹn kún bá mú ni. A lè mọ̀ pé information máa fly, wọ́n máa tweet around báyìí sìn ni. So kí lẹ fi òní pọ̀rọ̀ tó ṣẹlẹ̀? Ẹ̀fún òní mú wa o, ìdí òní dì wá o. Bàbá, ẹ̀sùn gbéjẹ́ mọ́wọ́ àgbà ti dé. At 67, in fact, there should be nothing anybody does to you now that should be vexing you. Ẹni tó bá dẹ̀ fẹ́ pẹ́ láyé tá a wà ní current 2025 tá a wà yìí, tó bá fẹ́ pẹ́ láyé, by default, you'll be at peace mode. Therefore, you will choose not to give anybody the gift of your anger. You'll be at peace mode. Anything that will trigger you, walk away. Anything they say that will make you upset, just leave the scene. That's the way to move. Oh, kẹ́ni kí tiẹ̀ ti bàjẹ́, kó má jẹ́ kí ti wá jóná. What's your opinion ẹ̀yin èèyàn gidi? Ẹ bá drop comment in the comment section. Watch out for our next video. Ire o.